Richie Rich Show.
Hey, good morning. What's up? Trucker Richie Rich here on your ones and twos, man. First thing in the morning. I had a challenging night, y'all. Challenging night. Y'all remind Richie Rich never deliver a load to West Virginia. I hate West Virginia. I hate driving through the state of West Virginia. But I had to deliver a load in West Virginia. And to make it worse, they gave the wrong directions on the Qualcomm and on the app. And I found myself on a single lane mountain where a no truck zone in the middle of the night, about 4 o'clock in the morning in West Virginia. Oh man, I was going to be on the 6 o'clock news, man, because I almost had a situation, man. I was afraid to I was going to put the truck in the ditch or roll it off the curb or something. I mean, I was pissed to festivity. But luckily it worked out for your boy. The very, very top of the mountain, there was like a John Deere tractor place. And I was able to kind of pull in there and maneuver my way back around to the interstate, I'll never take a load to West Virginia again. Just, if you hear me, if I even think about taking a load in West Virginia, just smack me and call me Susan. Anyway, I'm making this video because I've been watching some videos and I've been talking to some people, right? And one thing I hate out here that a lot of older truckers say, or a lot of people say in general, and they'll say, that driver should have did his research. That driver should have did his research about this company. And I've been doing this trucking thing for like 11 years, right? And I'm gonna tell you the inside gag. Research is bullshit. It's bullshit. There's no such thing. I know some of you guys are like, Rich, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about, dude? But listen, how can you research a company? How? You know, you can talk to drivers. You can look at their webpage. You can talk to, you can read what you can find an online YouTuber talking about them. You can find articles or whatever in Indeed, but you have to understand something. Trucking is an individual sport. And what I mean by that is each individual who's in the trucking in a company is treated differently than the next. Okay, not everybody's treated the same. Now, you can get a general idea of how they do things, but some of your worst companies out here, they have bad reputations. There's people who work for them because you see their trucks driving down the highway. Okay? The research that you do online or you're talking to folks, it's not really going to help you. You know? And I know you're probably saying, well, Rich, why are you making this video telling us? Because you used to recommend companies. I did. I recommended companies, you know, Prime example. And it's because Prime worked it for me, you know, at that time. But as you can see, I'm technically not with Prime anymore. Do you see? So, you know, what does that mean? Research is bullshit. I hate when guys say that. You know, I read comments on Facebook or under other truckers' posts. You should have did your research. You cannot research if a company's going to be good to you or not. You have to go by experience. One thing that I don't like that's happening now is that because we're in a bad market and because some of these companies suck, that other trucking companies are not going to hire you if you go jumping from one company to the next. But why should your loyalty lie in a company that is not paying you or that you're not happy with? You know, it's not fair. You know, I wonder if the execs of these companies that turn you down ever thought to themselves, what would I do if I went without a paycheck for 2 weeks? I couldn't pay my Lamborghini. I couldn't build my 70,000 square foot home. You know, I couldn't take my wife out to dinner and take my girlfriend out to vacation. I mean, some real shit. But they expect us to suffer and not get a paycheck, right? And we're at the bottom. Okay? So what I'm saying is companies out here, you just don't know what you get. It's literally like a box of chocolates. You never know what you get. You know what I mean? Research is bullshit. You know, and unfortunately, a lot of people ask me for recommendations for companies. They do, and I did give recommendations for companies. And I'm not saying that I was steering people wrong. It's just that particular company worked out for me when I was there. And then what happened? Once it stopped working out for me, I left. Okay, it's an individual sport. You know, Stevens, to some people, Steven Transport out of Dallas, Texas, they're considered a horrible company. But I have friends who work for them for 11 years. And I have one friend, he's never going to leave. He loves it. You know, Prime, to some people, consider a bad company. But there's people who work for Prime for 15, 20 years. You know, there's even this company out here that I've been seeing a lot of reviews on that's considered one of the worst companies out here, so they say, allegedly. Super Eagle. Okay, I'm gonna upload a video later on. The guy worked there for 1 week before he quit. But to some people, that's a great company. And you hear countless stories about them not paying their drivers or them taking money back from when they deposit, which is insane. You know, there's videos out there of them, you get in direct deposit, you quit your job, by that next money, they're taking it out your account again. Insanity. I never heard of that. But, you know, trucking, like I said before, it's regulated for the big businesses. It's not really regulated for us, to make it fair. You know, trucking is regulated for corporate, but not for the regular guy, which is shameful. And we can thank our politicians in office for that bullshit. You know, being out here on the road for the number of years I have, I can tell that it's really not for the little guy, it's for the big guy. You know, the little guy just gets stuck being a slave to this thing. But I always laugh, man, when, you know, and I wanted to make this video quick, and I'm gonna make it long, but, you know, you guys, the only way you can find out if a company's good or bad for you is, first of all, your pain tolerance to bullshit. Okay? There's people who work for Swift for 25 years, and they love it. Okay? But there's people who can work for Swift for 2 weeks and be like, I hate this fucking job. Okay? It's your pain threshold is what it is, what you can tolerate and what your lifestyle dictates. You know, so is there such thing as a good company out here? Not really. There isn't. It's all your preference. Whatever you feel comfortable with. You know? Especially in this crazy market now, you may want to take some risks and go work for a mom and pop trucking company, because they may be better than these mega carriers out here. You know, right now these mega carriers are having to cut back. I just got off the phone with a guy, and he was telling me that he's pissed because they were bringing in 2 classes of students into Stevens, and now they only bring 1 class a week, and he can't get a student because he's out on the road, and that's a big part of their income. Students are a part of a lot of trainers' income. Okay, and once that's gone, you lose over 50% of your income. Okay, so some guys are really upset about that. Prime, for example, is doing that same thing. You know, they're cutting back on hiring because of low freight and slow freight. You know, so now are they a bad company? You know, no, it's your level of pain you can tolerate. You know, so you know, it's just, I was thinking about a couple things today, and that West Virginia thing, man. Testing my CDL, man. I almost lost that shit today. You know, being in the backwoods of West Virginia in the middle of the night and you hear a banjo playing is someplace I don't want to be. So now I'm sitting down here in the Carolinas, debating if I should go home. You know, it's cold out there, ain't it, y'all? Oh, fucking freezing. Yeah, I don't like the cold no more. If I can get loads from North Carolina to Florida to Texas and back, I'll be happy, dude. But that just doesn't work like that. You know, trucking's a fickle thing. Truth is, right now, you know, if you're interested in coming to trucking, there's too many truck drivers. There's too many truck drivers. Despite what you hear on the news, despite what you read on the billboards about a driver shortage, that's no such thing. And the way you can measure that, right, is 10 years. Well, let's see, 10 years ago, when I wanted to get another job, it took me 30 minutes to get a job. I can call our company up and say, hey, listen, I'm interested. They'll fill out the application out with the online, and they'll call me back in 30 minutes, run my MVR. You know, this is before that National Clearinghouse crap they got, which is another catastrophe the government did for corporations. But, you know, once we get past that, man, hey, listen, we got a plane ticket for you, sir, and we got a start date for you. Now, when you call truck companies, your start date might not be for like 60 days. Some are not even hiring until February, March. Okay? So that means you have to stay and suffer the pain of a company you're with, or you go broke. Okay? I mean, there's no in between. So, you know, I can tell you that trucking has changed. In 11 years I've been driving, I have never seen it this bad. Okay? And I'm talking about the quality of getting a job. Nothing with the rates, nothing with the loads, just the quickness of being able to get a job. You can piss a guy off at a company on Monday, and by Wednesday he's on a plane or on a bus to get another job. Now that's not the case. You know, you have to suffer the pain and the growing pains with these companies now. So, you know, it's the way it is. It's the world we live in. It's the reality of the world we live in now. Will it change? I don't know. I've never seen it this bad in 11 years. I talked to some older drivers. They've never seen it bad in 20, 30 years. They're like, I've never seen this before. He says, I've always able to get a job. That's the one thing that I pride in myself, is having that golden ticket, that CDL, and I was able to get a job within a blink of an eye. But now that's just not the case. So do your research. It's bullshit. Hope you guys be well. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna try to decompress, because that last night, man, look, West Virginia is gonna be hot in my dreams. Anyway, peace and love. Richie Rich gone.
So to start with my time at Super Ego, I spent a week there. I arrived there about 3 o'clock in the morning after paying for my own flight to Super Ego because they wouldn't cover my own flight. My jobs were limited because of a speeding ticket that I received in June of 2022. So I decided to go with a company that get me to work as soon as possible. That was Super Ego. So I get to Super Ego and they throw me in a truck at 3 o'clock in the morning that I had to find myself. They said, oh, go find a truck and sleep in it. 3 o'clock in the morning, 40 degrees. Just open any door, find a truck that somebody's not in, and you could sleep in that truck. And then you start orientation at 9 o'clock. So that's what I did. I found a truck, I slept in it, froze my ass off that night, went through their so-called orientation. Every red flag in the book was jumping out in front of me, but I needed a job.